Welcome back to another episode of Brew Better. Today, got an exciting one for you. We're gonna do the Espresso Martini, but at home. And how do we do this? We're gonna be using the Aeropress. What you need quite a lot, but I promise it'll be worth it. Small ice, large ice, or if you just need a lot of ice, you need Aeropress. You need coffee grinder, 25 grams of coffee today, medium setting. We're grinding on 9 of 18, if that helps you. You need 2 cups. This recipe is to share for 2 people. You need double strainer, so one of these and one of these. Scale. You need a pitcher. Today we're actually going to be using the metal Aeropress filter. Paper will do, but for best results, metal filter. You need a shaker tin. You need something to measure your alcohol. Optional, we will be using a scale, but if you want to pretend to be a bartender, you need one of these. We're going to use Demerara sugar or raw sugar, as long as it's not the white granulated sugar. This kind of sugar will give you that richer texture and it's going to be a lot thicker. You're going to need some spirits. We're using rye whiskey today. It's a higher proof and it is aged for 20 years. The older equals more sweetness, but this rye whiskey has a lot of spice characteristics. You're going to need sweet vermouth. We're going to stick to 1 part of that espresso or that martini recipe. This may be the only part of the espresso martini that can be called part of the martini family. For coffee choice, we have today jam jar. I chose this for its higher acidity, but also those nice fruity flavors. And of course, we need a kettle. Today, my kettle is set at 90 degrees Celsius. We're gonna chill our cups, so we're just gonna fill these guys full of ice. We'll let these guys chill just over here. All right, step 2. We're gonna prepare our simple syrup. This is what it's called a rich syrup. It's literally equal parts sugar to water. So 45 grams of sugar. And then we're gonna do 45 grams of water. Now this won't melt immediately. It is a higher ratio, so it does take some time. If you find your simple syrup just isn't quite going, you can pop this guy right onto your kettle, and this will act as a double boiler as we prepare our other ingredients. Nice. Let's grind our coffee. All right, get that espresso cap right on there. Now we're gonna begin our brew. So we got our shaker tin, tear that. We're gonna be adding 15 grams of our rich simple syrup. Aeropress right on top. Now we're gonna add our coffee in, that 25 grams. Now here comes the brewing part. We're gonna go 25 grams of coffee to 125 grams water. But we'll do that in 2 pulses. So start our timer. We're just gonna go very slow here to 50 grams. We're gonna find our paddle that we had previously. Give that a stir. Front to back, stir for 10 seconds. Now we wait. All right, at the 45-second mark, we're gonna go all the way to that 125. And then we're gonna give it another 10-second stir. You can go side to side, you can go in circles. You just wanna get this coffee moving. Next step, the spirits. So what we're actually gonna be doing here is we're gonna be putting the spirits right into our Aeropress. What this does is 2 things. Number 1, ethanol starts evaporating at room temperature. So by adding it to our Aeropress at that already higher temperature, what we're gonna do is eliminate some of that ethanol and take the edge off of the espresso martini. So with our sweet vermouth here, we're gonna be adding 30 milliliters. Now this sweet vermouth is called Antica Formula. We love this one. It's very vanilla. It smells great, very aromatic. Next, our higher proof whiskey. I've chosen whiskey for our espresso martini because, well, vodka and coffee just don't really go together. I find the vodka can extract a lot more from our coffee, and that results in that higher bitter characteristic. We're gonna be going 60 ml whiskey. So by using our spirits as a solvent for our coffee, we're actually gonna be extracting more, and it will also have a new mouthfeel. So don't be afraid of higher proof spirits, as some of it will evaporate from the heat of our Aeropress. So at 230, we're gonna begin pressing. We're just gonna add our body weight into it. We're not gonna be pressing very hard. So this press should be around 30 seconds. Pro tip, don't press on your scales. You can definitely ruin the load cell, and then your weights will be all over the place. And that is not from experience. I want every bit of that out. I'm just gonna set this off to the side now. This is where our large ice comes into play. So we're gonna be putting our large ice right into our shaker here. If you don't have large ice, just fill this puppy up. The faster you can get the drink to be cooled down, the faster you can control that dilution. So now we bring back our nice cups, give that a swirl and dump that ice. And now here's the secret of the espresso martini. We're gonna shake as hard and fast as we can for 10 seconds. The harder you shake, the more foam that you'll get. This is also why we wanted that metal Aeropress filter, to let more of those coffee oils come out, and that will help us create that foam. All right, so let's give it a go. All right. Yeah. Now we're gonna double strain. What the double strain does is gonna filter out those ice chips we just created, and that will create a silkier beverage. So, as always, you wanna split these evenly. Ooh. So when I first started making these espresso martinis, I actually thought the garnish on top was a little silly. But then I did some research and I found that the topping actually does have a meaning. Each bean represents something quite cool. So it's one for health, one for wealth, and one for happiness. So don't forget to garnish your espresso martinis. I'll save one here for my producer, but I'm just gonna dive right in. Oh yeah, here you go, mate. That makes a great cup. So, join us next time for another episode of Brew Better. Cheers. Bing.